In this session, I'm going to discuss about the features of social responsibility theory. Let's get started. In mid-20th century, most of the developing countries and third world nations have used the social responsibility theory of press, which is associated with the Commission of the Freedom of Press in the United States in 1949. In the book Four Theories of the Press, Seibert, Peterson, and Scram, it's been stated that pure libertarianism is antiquated, outdated, and obsolete. So this is the remark that this media theorist made in the book Four Theories of the Press, where one of the theories that is discussed is the theory of social responsibility. And here the focus is in between authoritarian theory and libertarian theory. So what they speak about or what they argue is that pure libertarian principles or concept is outdated and it might not work in the current society, or how the society has grown over a period of time. If we compare it against 16th century Europe or 17th century Europe, so that paved way for the replacement of libertarian theory with social responsibility theory. The situation, the changing situation of the times, or how people view or operate within the society, is something that brought in those sort of changes. And that kind of, again, led to the establishment of this sort of a media theory called the social responsibility theory. It allows free press without any censorship. Okay, so there is no concept of censorship, but at the same time, the content of the press should be discussed in public panel, and media should accept any obligation from public interference or professional self-regulations or both. So here the thing is a little tricky. Okay, so there is no censorship, but if you are representing an organization of media, or you are part of the media fraternity, then the content that you're pushing forward must undergo some sort of a public discussion, or it must be out there in the public fora. And as a representative of the media, you have to accept anything that the public is offering, or from professional bodies which work with self-regulation. So they are going to scrutinize the content, and they are going to offer you sort of an insight into the kind of content that you're going to offer to general public. So the theory lies between both authoritarian theory and libertarian theory, because it gives total media freedom on one hand, which is that no content has to be censored, but external controls are there, which is given to the public to decide whether those sort of content that the media organization is going to offer, or media is going to offer, is justifiable or not. Here the press ownership is private. It has got nothing to do with state ownership in terms of media. Social responsibility theory moves beyond the simple objective reporting, that is facts reporting, fact-based reporting, that an incident or event has occurred. You go out and simply present what is the truth. Instead of focusing on that, which is called objective reporting, social responsibility theory offers interpretative reporting, or gives priority to interpretative reporting. Interpretative reporting is more of investigative reporting, where you go little deeper into the story, or little deeper into the incident or event, and offer more personal insights drawn from your experiences, journalistic experiences of reporting. So the total news is complete facts and truthful, but the Commission of the Freedom of Press states that no longer given facts truthfully, rather than give a necessary analysis or interpretative report on facts with clear explanations. Okay, so instead of just stating fact, offer analysis, offer interpretations of those facts, and give clear logical expressions or explanations, so that those people who are trying to consume those kind of content are very clear and sure in terms of accepting what role they have to play as consumers. And that brings in some sort of a responsibility on them also to engage in public debates further while using this information that you are offering, or the analysis or the interpretation that you're offering as a representative of the media organization, or as media, or as belonging to the media fraternity. Then social responsibility theory also helped in creating professionalism in the media by setting of high levels of accuracy, truth, and information. It's called that you would have come across this sort of uh, discussion most of the times, that with great power comes great responsibility. So when once power is in your hand, you must know how to use it wisely. Okay, so it is this theory which allows media to go out, like libertarian theory allows media to go out and create content and publish content without any kind of autocratic governance or any kind of authoritarian principle or regime where there is no censorship. At the same time, it is expected that the kind of content that you're offering to the public must be extremely accurate, must be truthful, and the information that you are offering is devoid of any kind of propaganda. The Commission of Press Council also includes some tasks based on social responsibility of the media. Okay, so it is largely drawn from what the Commission of Press Council has to offer in terms of guidelines or regulations on social responsibility of the media. And these are the four formulations that are there. First one is formulate the code of conduct for the press. How press people are supposed to conduct themselves, both while offering content or while reporting, how their social actions are going to be, how they are going to be scrutinized in the public forum, what kind of questions they can ask, um, largely looking at media regulations. Then improve the standards of journalism. Your standard of journalism has gone down over a period of time. Um, then how do we kind of recalibrate ourselves as uh, people from the media fraternity to raise the standards of journalism? That you are not only informing people, you're also helping people form some sort of public opinion. So there, the kind of opinion formation that would happen must also be wise, must also be nuanced, must also be analytical and critical in nature. So unless people are exposed to that quality of journalism, or unless people are exposed to those sort of content which raises the standard of journalism, it won't work. So one of the guidelines would be to improve the standard of journalism. The next one is safeguarding the interest of journalism and journalists to secure the interest of journalism as a profession, as well as the lives of journalists and their better being or well-being, ensuring that they are not in any kind of a trouble, so to say, because they try to engage in truthful journalism or objective interpretative journalism. So safeguarding the interest of journalism as a profession and the journalists um, is extremely crucial. So this is what the Commission of Press Council also offered. The next is criticize and make some penalty for violating the code of conduct. And this across organizations, right? So whenever you see there is a code of conduct of violation of code of conduct that happens, some sort of penalty is levied. And understand that this is there because those sort of rules and regulations will smoothen things up. It would help the community serve the profession better, and faith in the profession. It's a win-win in that sense. Then what this theory allows? The theory allows everyone to say something or express their opinion about the media. So irrespective of whether you are offering negative content or positive content, you are trying to favor some organization or critique them for that matter. People have their choice or opinion to speak something fearlessly without censoring themselves. Then the theory also allows community opinion, which means if there is a larger belief system or a structure at work, those things could be put forward, in public forums or in any parts of the media. It could be brought in for panel discussions, so on and so forth. Then the theory allows consumer action. So those people who are part of the consumer segment of the society, they can actually demand, better behavioral actions or better a journalistic or professional action from the journalist, and they can also demand professional ethics or maintenance of professional ethics. So those things also keep the journalist on check, or those people who are a part of the media fraternity on check, that they can't just get away with any kind of content that they want to produce. So they will be criticized. So mostly before producing any kind of content, those people who belong to the fraternity, they will be aware and be more conscious in terms of expressions and in terms of putting their content out there. Hence, serious invasion of recognized private parties and vital social interest, something that theory also kind of proposes, that there is a possibility that the private rights could be recognized, and there could be an invasion of that, because you are in the public forum, you are answerable. So for larger social interest, as an individual, you have to be a lot more careful in terms of your conduct or core of action, because you operate within a society and you operate within the media fraternity. Then private ownership in media may give better public service unless government has to take over to assure the public to provide better media service. So if a government is unsure of providing better media facilities or better communication channels to the public, the government um, has no reason to stop the private media ownership, and it must also take full responsibility in providing the more professional services to the public. Then media must take care of social responsibility, and if they don't, government and other nation will have to. So one of the things that social media theory also offers, allows, is saying that media must take the social responsibility of people. So what is its responsibility towards the people, and how in turn people can value and contribute to the content sharing, to the content creation, to the kind of content production, and how a critical system would be possible. And that sort of a holistic relationship that can exist between organizations, between individuals, and the communities can be thoughtful or nuanced in terms of their arguments, and this can lead to more critical implications, um, existence of more critical implications in the society, and we can have a better uh, dialogue-based environment or a society, and that's how it would work instead of being autocratic or being isolated all the time. Then what are the critics of social responsibility theory? Um, that it avoids the conflict situation during war or emergency by accepting public opinion. So at the time of wars and emergencies, public opinions are usually lopsided, or it's one-sided. Most of the times it's one track, because the media has created that sort of a narrative where you are one track. You are constantly thinking that no, we must give reply and we must battle our enemy out and those kind of things, instead of actually rationalizing and seeing what sort of issues was or those kind of emergency situations bring in, and how it can affect the public exchequer, or how it can affect public lives in a really bad way. Then media will not play monopoly, because the audience and media scholars will raise questions if media published or broadcast anything wrongly or manipulate any story. So there is no scope for that. There is no scope for monopolizing any kind of content, because the audience and the media scholars are going to constantly question and hound you if your stories that you're going to publish or broadcast are manipulated in one way or is falsified. So you are constantly on the edge as a representative of the media, as somebody who belongs to the media fraternity. Then media standards will improve. That's something that is there, that is assumed, again, that media standards will improve. Whether it actually improves or not, nobody really checks. It's an assumption. So that works as a critique. Then media will concern all class audience rather than focus on higher class in the society. This is something that, again, social responsibility focuses on, where talks about an all-encompassing audience rather than focusing on the particular segments of the society, or people who are the governing elites, or people who are in the high positions. Doesn't focus that it says that media will concern all class citizens, but again, it could be based on an assumption, and in a long run whether it is ideal enough is something that the critics can look at. And media may work autonomously, but certain thing is controlled by the government and other public organization. When you say other public organization, we are referring to government-aided organizations, which are not direct organizations, but it's like a private-public partnership sort of a thing. And at one end, what the theories proposes that media can work autonomously without any kind of censorship, but there is still some sort of a control that is exerted. So it's mostly kind of creating a balance between authoritarian theory and libertarian theory, which is things of the past. In that sense, libertarian theory being things of the past, authoritarian is not. We are still experiencing glimpses of authoritarian theory in a lot of democracies as well. So this is more of a balanced point of view that could be that the theorist could offer as far as normative media theories are concerned. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to discuss about social responsibility theory, and I'm going to stop here. In the next session, we are going to talk about Soviet media theory, and that would be the last session about normative media theories. Thank you.